I served in the Marine Corps as an artillery officer. I spent a year in Vietnam. I thought I'd come back, give away the uniform, and move on with my life. And it took me a while to realize that you just don't do that. As I saw veterans on the street, I thought, why would I treat them any differently than I would treat my fellow Marines in Vietnam? At the VA, I'd met a federal judge named Harry Pregerson. He knew that there was this huge homeless veteran population. He knew that there weren't any programs to help them. We could put them through substance abuse treatment programs, but that was 3 months, and then they're out, back where they started. So it's this kind of revolving door because there just weren't options for permanent housing. There was always a greater need. So he began just gathering information, talking to people, talking to the VA. He was really a force of nature. He found a building and said, I want that building for homeless veterans. Our first site was started in 1993. There was 5 guys there.
We're here at the U.S.VETS property in Inglewood.
We had the right answer.
If it wasn't for U.S.VETS, I have no idea where I would be right now.
A lot of other communities were looking at us and say, hey, can you guys do this in our community? They're talking with the city council. We had to convince them of the kind of program that we were going to run. Mostly it works. Every once in a while, we would encounter a city council that just could not get the picture out of their mind that a homeless veteran was going to be a detriment to the community, and they just wanted them out. So it just took many, many, many city council visits. And that's how we ended up in Phoenix and in Hawaii and Las Vegas and Houston.
When I first started at U.S.VETS, they said, Darryl, we're going to open the Hawaii program. I sat in the interview and literally said to them, if you want someone to fill your beds, create a therapeutic community, run a program, I'm your guy.
Darryl's gift really is engaging people and inspiring them.
I'm a Marine Corps veteran. My whole family's been a family of service. My mother was a social worker. So I started looking at what she was doing and volunteering and said, let me go back to school and get a degree and maybe work in this field.
So she influenced me a great deal on how to have that compassion, to get involved in the community.
So we all come from a rite of passage that we all serve at some point in time. I saw Steve testifying at a VA hearing, and he pulled no punches.
Combating homelessness is not a one-time fix. It is an ongoing effort to mitigate the inequality that exists in our system. We simply have to make the decision that these veterans' lives are worth saving.
I was like, whoa, Steve is really standing up for what we need to change.
We didn't want to be a shelter because a shelter gets someone off the street but doesn't necessarily provide services that are going to address the root problems of their homelessness.
This does not work without the services. People have to be there to support them and empower them.
All the veterans that we serve are not angels. They're angry, they've made mistakes. People make mistakes. It should not be a death sentence. We want to begin to instill a sense of hope in them again.
When somebody gets into our permanent housing programs, over 90% of them stabilize and stay there. They don't return to homelessness. That's proof that when you do permanent housing the correct way, that we can end this. Our job, literally, is to work ourselves out of a job.
Never being satisfied with the status quo. Let's continually question ourselves, look at the need out there, and adjust to that.
We're always going to lead with our heart. Always.
And that's really the culture that I'd like to leave behind.
20 years ago when I first started this, the number was at 250,000. Now it's down to 40,000. We helped over 1,000 veterans find jobs in the community a year. Those numbers come if we do our work. We don't chase the money. We don't chase the number. We chase the mission. We chase the dream.
Hard to imagine that we would have been here all those years ago.
How does it feel to describe all that compared to what you were doing in 1996?
It's kind of amazing. I mean, I never imagined that we'd be doing the amount of work that we're doing.